Hey out there YouTube land, it's me Brock Sheldon, aka Brockstradamus. I'm here on location by the Kalamazoo River and I haven't made a YouTube video in a while, so I'm pretty pumped that my first one coming back in a long time is about the Nikon D810. And I got it dropped off last night, haven't touched it until today, so let's go use this bad boy. Savage. So I made it to the pond. Now I'm gonna bust out the D810. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna have some fun with it. Cool! The first thing I notice about this camera is it feels like I'm holding something that's worth a lot of money, which I am. They're just under $3,000, but as soon as you pick it up, you feel the weight to it. You wouldn't even have to see it in a field test to know that the build quality is insane. It's just so solid feeling, and it's not quite as big as like a DX or a DS, but it's definitely bigger than like your normal DSLR. It definitely feels like a pro camera. Today the glass I got on here is a 24-70 Nikkor 2.8. My first thoughts are that this camera is actually fairly easy to use. I will admit I've owned a D5200 for a while in the past, so I kind of know how Nikons work already. But you know, as far as the basic functions, I figured out how to change ISO, exposure compensation, how to switch the quality of the images that I'm taking. All that stuff was pretty easy to figure out through the menus, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. So there's a big ass turtle like 10 feet away from me, and I'm gonna try to come up on it carefully so I can get some pictures, and then I'll see if I can get some video of it. I have to be honest too, I'm usually more of a manual guy. I don't like to let the camera make decisions for me too much, but taking this D810 out here and just putting it in aperture priority, I'm having a blast. I mean, it's making all the right corrections for me. I'm not having to work too hard to get good pictures. I just put it in some aperture priority and boom, it does the rest of the work for you. It's amazing. Alright, one thing I will say about this camera is the weight does play in after walking around for a bit. especially carrying, you know, my Panasonic G7 on a tripod with the D810. It does get a little tiresome carrying this big boy around, but it's just a little sacrifice you have to make for full frame awesomeness. I'd gladly carry around the extra weight for the extra quality. And once again, man, this is just a fun camera, especially with this 24-70 on here. It's really versatile. You can get in pretty damn close, and yeah, I just can't say enough about it. It just feels good. And I think you could hand this to somebody who would be considered a beginner but knows a little bit about DSLRs, and I think they would have a blast with it, and they wouldn't need a whole class to go out and use it. Like I said, you can put it in priority modes and the thing performs. It's juiced up. It's a monster. It's a beast. It's savage. Alright guys, so we took it out in the woods, took it out by the pond, had a lot of fun with this camera. I swear I'm only sweating like a pig, half because I'm fat, half because it's the 4th of July and it's hot. But now it's time to go back to my place. Let's test the ISO on this thing, and I'll tell you about some other features this camera has. So take a look at these shots I did at different ISOs, going all the way up to 12,800. It's no surprise that the camera did really well because it's full frame. So here's some of my favorite features of this camera. 36 megapixels, obviously a plus. The autofocusing system's pretty damn awesome. It's got 51 autofocus points. And also, you can put a CF card in it and an SD card, and you can simultaneously record or take stills, which is pretty awesome. All in all, it's just a money thing. It's worth the money, but do you have the money? I know I don't, but if I did, I would know that I would buy this camera and it would be worth the money to me. And it's just a blast to use. I hope some of you guys out there get a chance to experience this camera, see what it can do for yourself. So this has been another YouTube video. It's been a while since I've made one. Check out my other stuff. I do comedy, I do all sorts of stuff on this channel. I'm gonna start releasing videos like weekly again. And click the like button, click the subscribe button, and have a good day, folks. Peace. I've been trying to come up with new ideas, but they're all so stale.